Hi everyone, it's Balázs from RacingBrick. The end of the year is approaching. This is the time when we look back to things happened during 2022. Well, there was definitely a lot going on, but if there's one thing you could really notice in the LEGO world this year, it's the increasing amount of sets targeting adults that are usually bigger and more expensive than the others. I mean the sets, not the people. I'm talking about casual adult builders, by the way, and not hardcore LEGO fans and collectors. The company wants to find new customers, there's nothing wrong with that. What I find a bit confusing though is the way LEGO wants to attract these potential adult customers, trying to make sets that are either not playable or huge, or both. First of all, don't get me wrong, I understand the concept, there will be a target audience for practically everything made of LEGO bricks. But I think there's one particular adult-focused build type that do exist already, and it could be introduced in way more LEGO themes as it has the best of both worlds, playsets and display pieces. I will show you in a minute what I'm talking about. But first a few examples for big and expensive. Yes, the Eiffel Tower is probably the first thing you will think about. I've seen comments where people are complaining about the lack of life and playability in this set, no minifigs, no play scenes. Well, this is practically a UCS architecture set. The goal of this theme is to brick build buildings and landmarks at a certain scale and include as much details as possible. Well, in this case, to achieve this level of detail, the build had to be this big. If someone has the money and the space for it, I'm sure they will be proud to build it and display it. Then there's the Technic Ferrari Daytona SP3. It is huge, looks very impressive, has a fair amount of mechanical functions included that probably won't be ever used, but as I learned from the comments, for a lot of people it is enough to know that the functions are there. Okay, that's not my approach obviously, but I can accept this one as well. There are also examples at minifig scale or close to it, like this massive Harry Potter Hogwarts Express. It is not compatible with the LEGO track system as it is wider, so it's a fully static build, but it has tons of details and has a lot of minifigures included. And most importantly, there's a smaller scale alternative that is completely playable if you don't have the space or the budget for the big one. So, as you see in a lot of cases, the concept, the size, and the corresponding price can be somewhat justified. Then there are other cases where I think big is simply too big without an added value. The best example I think is this Hulkbuster, a $550 set that was designed to fit another $40 set and had its scale and proportions ruined along the way. Then there's the Technic D11 Bulldozer. This is a set from last year, but I think it's a perfect example where less could have been more. I made a video back then about an alternative model for the Leap Air excavator, a bulldozer that has more functions in a much smaller body, making it a way more capable machine. There are also many other display pieces in the 18+ category like the Black Panther bust, the Hogwarts icons, the tumbler that looks great from a certain distance but if you look at it too closely then something will fall off for sure, and so on. Apart from certain Star Wars UCS sets, the modular buildings, or let's say buildings altogether, there aren't many minifig scale 18+ sets. Okay, there are LEGO idea sets, but that's a different category for me. What about the mainstream themes like Marvel or DC? Huge display pieces, buildings, big vehicles, mosaic, weird display stuff, and more weird display stuff. Well, I think fans of these themes would also deserve something like these, the dioramas. Star Wars had quite a lot of them this year, these 3 were released in 2022, but I think this one also belongs to this lineup. This was the first actually released last year. And it's not only Star Wars. Jurassic Park also got the special treatment with this excellent diorama from the original movie. All of these look amazing, has a relatively small footprint, can be put on display easily, but still include minifigures and roleplay possibilities. Okay, not all of them as the Trench Run has no minifigs since it is a microscale build, but the small spaceships are totally swooshable and the level of detail with all the gribbling is awesome. But then there are these two, the super realistic scene from Dagobah with the swamp, the hut and the small part of the X-Wing peeking out. We get tons of details and interesting building techniques, exclusive minifigures, yet the hut is accessible and playable, and we can recreate some fun scenes from the movie with it. Then there's the trash compactor scene with a whopping 6 minifigures included, and this one is not a static display, you can actually move the walls. All this random chaos is surprisingly organized and fixed, as everything has its proper place when the walls are trying to make our heroes a lot thinner. The robots have a dedicated spot outside the scene, where R2 can deactivate the system just at the right moment. This is not the proper minifig, by the way. My daughter played with the set and made that art to disappear. I had to grab this one from another set. If a 5-year-old has fun with this, then it's definitely a playset. Then here's the first one, the meditation chamber. It has 2 exclusive minifigs with some very nice details, and a structure that might look small and simple for the first sight, but actually packs quite a few interesting building techniques and lots of details from the movie. Additionally, the structure uses some Technic pieces to be movable and adjustable, and it works like a charm. A little extra here at the back, this clip can hold Vader's lightsaber. And then here's the biggest one of them all, the T-Rex breakout. It has so many amazing details and references, would deserve a dedicated video perhaps. We get 4 exclusive minifigures with some great prints, the iconic Ford Explorer from the movie with the proper branding and everything, a half-built Explorer crushed in the mud, the rift fence, and of course the T-Rex. There are also many details. I really admire the attention to detail of the designers. Look at these brick-built T-Rex footprints in the mud and all the signs and warnings around, the glasses of water in the car. You can perfectly play that iconic scene from the movie. We even have the chain for the goat, and of course we have a corresponding tease in the manual about it. If you're not familiar with the situation, the goat is like the unicorn of the LEGO world. It appeared in a single set in 2011, and this tiny piece of plastic costs at least 60 euros nowadays on the secondary market. Talking about the manual. All of these sets have manuals with some extra information at the beginning about the specific movie and scene represented, but the Jurassic Park set also gives you tons of background information during the building, which is a fantastic addition, and frankly, this should be an obligatory feature of all 18+ sets, not only the big and expensive ones. And yeah, about the price. These are definitely not cheap sets considering their piece count, although if we compare these two $100 Jurassic Park sets, then the T-Rex breakout would be the clear winner for me. Regarding the Star Wars sets, you can possibly get somewhat bigger ships for a similar price, but the piece count won't be significantly higher. So, as you probably noticed, I totally love all these here, and I think they are at the exact sweet spot between display sets and playsets, offering the best of both worlds. I really hope LEGO knows this and they will extend the line to other themes as well, especially to Marvel and, most importantly, DC. DC didn't really get any love from LEGO this year, well, actually didn't get much from Warner either, but that's a different story. And last year it was also all about Batman, either with some classics or some related to the latest movie. And frankly, these are not bad sets either. Take a look at this Batcave, for example. A great selection of minifigs from the movie and a playable but rather simple representation of the cave with some tools for the repair shop, lots of screens and an outline of the abandoned railway station. There's some extra play function and a nice reference to the movie. With a special red magnifying glass we can reveal hidden messages from the Riddler. We only have the bike here in the set, but it can be completed with this great version of the Batmobile. You would think that Marvel got way more proper minifig scale playsets this year. Well, unfortunately you are wrong. Big display stuff, building, gauntlet, here's one, the goat boat, then the Black Panther ship, another armory, then a few smaller ones here and there, but that's all. Now imagine this setup, for example, in a slightly more compact form with this amount of detail for a reasonable price. I think there's a huge potential and practically infinite amount of iconic moments from different superhero movies to turn them into something like these sets here. But why stop at superhero movies? LEGO has licenses for a big bunch of Disney content or Harry Potter, Avatar, even Stranger Things could have a comeback. So folks, what do you think about all this? Do you like dioramas? Do you think LEGO should make more of them for other themes as well? Give me some iconic movie scenes you would like to see in this form. Or are you okay with the current lineup of display-only pieces targeting adults? Let's discuss it in the comment section. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. I also suggest to subscribe with notifications as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.